Douglas, I just wondered how familiar you were with Laura Wade's play Posh when you were first approached about the film.
I'd seen it in the West End. I hadn't seen it. I missed it at the Royal Court, but I'd seen it in the West End. So I was fascinated to see how you bring a play that's set in one room to a film, to a whole film. And she'd done an amazing job and really brought these characters alive and opened up the story in a perfect way, I think.
And how would you describe your character Harry? Where is he sort of in his life when we sort of meet him in the movie?
He's going to inherit this big country pile, and he knows that he's going to be trying to maintain this house for the rest of his life. There's holes in the roof. He has to let tourists traipse through it just to pay to kind of keep it running. And he's going to spend the rest of his life trying not to be the one person in his whole, in his whole bloodline to let the whole thing fall apart and have to sell the house. So he's kind of in a bit of a golden cage, as it were. So he knows that these 3 years at university, he's just going to live to the full. And these are probably going to be the best, in his eyes, best 3 years of his life.
And what's his status in the Riot Club?
It's pretty high. I think he sort of cruises along at the top, but he's never going to be a career politician. He's never going to be he's never going to run a big corporation. He doesn't quite have the brains, I don't think. But he's quite happy. I think he's one of those people that are quite happy to be good best friends with a future cabinet member or best friends with someone who runs a bank. And he wants to have all those friends up in high places, but he doesn't quite want to put in the effort to actually get there himself.
And the characters have known each other, obviously, for some time. What opportunity was there for you to bond before the camera started rolling?
It was very important that we did, and we went paintballing, we went for dinners, we all hung out, and I think that pays off, and the chemistry is really great with everyone in the movie. I think, yeah, and also we just got on so well anyway. I've walked away with some new best friends, so yeah, socially it was an incredible job as well.
And what about playing like the progressive states of sort of drunkenness? And I guess that was filmed over different days. It must have been quite hard to keep track.
I mean, luckily the dinner we shot chronologically, which was important for that to sort of understand. But yeah, I mean, even in the script, it was something that we had to do when we were sort of rehearsing and working through. It was really mark through and go, okay, well, we feel this here, we feel that there, we do this drugs here, we do that there, and sort of, and to understand where you are in your body by that point. So. But yeah, we got to the end of that 2 weeks feeling gross. And
one of your co-stars, Freddie Fox, has described Lona Scherfig as being like the 11th rioter. What did you enjoy about working with her?
She's amazing, and we really needed like a strong and incredible woman to sort of conduct these 10 guys. And she did an amazing job, and she has a great understanding of actors, and she has a great way of working with us, and individually as well. And also it was important that she didn't come from England. She had no ties to any of this. She had no skewed perspective. She's Scandinavian, so she could come from looking on the outside in. And I mean, she's very good at. I mean, she did it with an education. She's very good at looking at our society, and yeah, she's becoming one of the a great commentator on it, I would say.
And how significant do you think, if at all, that this story's sort of been told by Laura and then Lona, two women behind what is on the surface about sort of young men behaving badly, I guess?
I think they both have done an incredible job, and maybe you need a woman to sort of, you need to tell stories about, maybe they're the only ones that could control us, I don't know.
When it came to research, I know Laura Wade has said that people were reluctant to speak to members of Oxbridge clubs like the one we see in the film. Were you able to speak to anyone to get?
Yeah, we managed to get in touch with some, and it was really valuable research for us. So yeah, we spoke to people that had been in said clubs, and it was fascinating. It was like, it was first we were like, surely these people don't do this, people don't behave like this, and then you're like, oh, actually they do.
And when it comes to fashion in real life, how much interest do you take in sort of dressing for the red carpet, for instance?
God, I mean, I've always enjoyed clothes, and I've always enjoyed, but I think like running out to this junket this morning, I woke up 15 minutes before I had to leave, and it's just pulling it off the rack. So I don't really think too much about it, but I enjoy it.
And what did you make of the tales in the film? Did that help you get into character?
Yeah, hugely, and because it's quite an iconic look, all those boys dressed up like that. So it was kind of, it was fun. And also, actually, what we each had individual waistcoats. Every waistcoat was different. Like, we had our own material. So we got sent like a whole bunch of materials and said, what would your character choose? That was quite fun.
Douglas Booth, thanks very
Thanks
much.
so much. Cheers. Take care.